So now we're going to have a look through the Holy Priest tree. At level 10 you start off with what looks like a damage ability, which is obviously going to be helpful for leveling and such, but it actually gets very useful when you get the chakra talent later in the tree, which we actually covered in a previous video.
Good for leveling and PvP.
Meditation, mana regen, pretty standard. You get that as disc as well. Spiritual healing increased by 15%. Echo of Light, your direct healing spells heal for an additional % based on your mastery over 6 seconds. So it's kind of nice that all of your heals leave a little bit of a ticking sort of heal, ticking hot, if you like. Before we start looking through the tree, I mean, we've now got the standard 3 heals that all healer classes have got. So you've got your fast, expensive, okay heal, flash heal, as it was before. You've got something which used to be crap, but it's now like the equivalent of Holy Light. I can tell this video is going to be very annoying if you keep leaping me every 2 minutes to a dodgy fucking place. So you've now got heal, which is kind of your spammable but low mana cost and pretty shit heal. And then you've got greater heal, which is a big heal, expensive but good. You've still got what are the other heals? You've still got binding heal, which is binding heal's the same as flash heal, except it heals you as well, and it's quite expensive. So you know, people tend to use that in PvP or in a raid when you are getting a bit low. Most people find it quite useful. Renew is your standard, you know, hot. It's good. It's very good to have renew ticking. Prayer of healing is the one which bounces around. So it's a thing that you put on someone, boink, and it bounces.
No. Prayer of mending.
Prayer of mending. Sorry,
prayer of mending
is
the one that bounces around.
Prayer of mending. I meant prayer of mending.
Yeah.
So that'll, if you get hit, it'll bounce back to me, and then it'll bounce back to you, and it'll bounce around. And it can do a lot of healing in small scale things. So, for example, if you used to be doing 2v2, prayer of mending, bouncing back and forth was a lot of good, quick healing. Whereas in other situations, it's not so handy. So if you're, because it's sometimes a bit difficult to lose track of where it is. I don't know. Oh, fail, man.
Bugger.
It doesn't work very well, does it? I think
It's
they
weird,
need
isn't
to get
it?
it to.
It's weird.
I think it doesn't work if we're on different levels, though. If we're like all on the same level, like normally you wouldn't be flying about in some weird ass place like this. Prayer of healing is your AoE heal. It just heals your whole party. And then there's Holy Nova as well, which is another AoE heal. I don't know whether that's still a bit rubbishy. It's okay. It's instant. You can press it when it's moving if you need to. It's AoE.
It's not too expensive either. It's quite a cheap AoE heal with instant cast. I really like it.
It's cool looking as well. Priests can now be gnomes can now be priests, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. And then obviously you've got your powered shield, which is your classic shield, which is much more dominant than disc. I mean, disc is like the shielding line. Holy is the healing line, and you know they're each not equally useful, but they're each useful on certain fights. So, you know, the shields have their place, don't they, on fights like the Lich King, where the whole raid needs shielding because there's going to be a huge amount of damage incoming, and you need that cushion. So in the Holy Tree, quite a lot of talents have been pruned out, and there's not too much like chaff in here now. They're trying to put in more PvP-esque talents. But at the bottom you've got your Improve Renew. I always like to have Renew ticking. It's kind of, it's nice, and it does heal a lot, Renew. Empowered Healing increases the healing done by your main core heals. You kind of need to have that. Divine Fury reduces the casting time of Smite, Holy Fire, Heal, and Greater Heal. Again, I mean, this is a kind of thing you need. Just faster heals. You're going to be using Greater Heal, so it's kind of worth getting half a second off it. Next line, you've got Desperate Prayer. which is always kind of a handy ability to have, just because it's self-heal. This used to be a racial one back in the day, once upon a time, but now every priest can get it, because it's quite handy to have, especially in PvP. Surge of Light. Now this used to give a 50% chance on crit to give you an instant smite, I think, or flash heal, but now it's only flash heal. It's a much lower chance. So flash heal, I don't know whether you'd use that.
6% chance. Look, I'm spamming heal on you,
Yeah.
trying to get it to proc, and 6% is a very, very low chance.
Still, I suppose a free flash heal. Then again, I mean, I suppose it's not
Remember
that
Holy
significant, is it?
Paladins? They get like extra holy shocks, and priests get extra flash heals. But look, not one proc, not one proc.
Inspiration is a really good talent. It's always been a good talent. Reduce your target's physical damage by 10%. And I mean that you can expect that to be up almost all the time, because you are going to be doing some crit healing with one of your spells. Third tier down, these are the ones that are unreachable by disc. Your renew will instantly heal the target. So this used to be Glyph of Renew, didn't it? Holy Concentration. This is just a mana regen, but you have to take it in order to get to Chakra, which we covered in the previous video. And you know, it's there. Lightwell, fucking hell, I don't know. I could see Lightwell being very, very useful, and Blizzard have buffed the fuck out of it over the years to try and get people to use it. So I reckon Lightwell should be quite powerful. It looks like it heals for a lot, you know. 15k, 16k health over. Yeah. We'll see whether that gets used.
If it was easy to use, like a potion or a health stone, it'd be fair enough. But the fact is, Lightwell can be over there. I can be over here meleeing the boss. The priest has dropped a Lightwell over there. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Maybe I can just use this.
Or, oh, no, that's pretty good. That's. Of course, you could have just cast a fucking heal on me instead of doing that. But, yeah.
I suppose, or shield, yeah. Well, the thing is though, maybe priests can like
if you drop it in melee, range can't use it. If you drop it in range, melee can't use it. Get over here.
Use my damn Lightwell, bitches.
Get over here.
Ooh.
Hello.
Serendipity. Down here, when you heal with Binding Heal or Flash Heal, the cast time of your next Greater Heal or Prayer of Healing is reduced, and the mana cost is reduced, and it can stack. Spirit of Redemption. Upon death, the priest becomes a Spirit of Redemption. Blah blah blah. We know this is the old angel form. Classic. Still there. Still good. Tome of Light reduces the cooldown of your abilities in the chakra state. So I mean, you're gonna have to watch the other video for that one. Body and Soul, another classical PvP talent. When you cast Pale Word Shield or Leap of Faith, you increase the target's movement speed for a short period of time. And you have a 100% chance when you cast Cleanse Disease to also cleanse poison as well. Oh right, so that's quite handy. They've added this sort of functionality now, so most classes can now cure more than they used to be able to. At one point, each healing class couldn't cleanse something. So priests couldn't cleanse poison, paladins couldn't cleanse disease.
We couldn't get curses off of people, and but they changed. They changed cleanse on paladins, so it doesn't remove. Oh shit! Was it magic effects? So like poisons, diseases, it removes, but it doesn't remove magic. You have to spec in Holy to get that extra ability on it.
Well, I mean, the thing about this is that this is this. Okay, let's start again. Body and Soul is a classic PvP talent, and it now also cleanses poison. I think there's some weird stuff that counts as poison, like, well, I mean, it's useful in PvP. I'm not quite sure what counts as poison, but like Wyvern Sting and things like that, I thought, and maybe Blind. I don't know whether they count as poison or used to, and or whether it would even be relevant. I might be completely wrong. God, I'm really fucking stupid.
Well, there's crippling poison. That would be a biggie in PvP.
I suppose, yeah. There must be PvP uses, because they're trying to get this line to be a bit more PvP friendly. Okay, now we have Chakra and some associated talents, which is the big new priest mechanic, which we're actually going to cover in a separate video, so you would have seen that already. We're just going to carry on with the rest
I
of the
think
stuff.
priests are going to have to raid with a post-it note stuck to the side of their monitor that has the description of the Revelations talent in full on it. They might need like 3 or 4 post-it notes to fit it all on. But I mean, remembering what chakra state gives which holy words and what their effects are.
So carrying on in the tree, just to try and get through the end.
You-
Blessed Resilience is a PvP talent, and whenever you're the victim of an attack equal to damage greater than 20%, no, 10% of your total health, you gain Blessed Resilience, increasing all healing received. So when you get hit hard, your heals heal you for more. At the bottom of the tree, Test of Faith, so it increases healing done on low health targets. Always handy for all sorts of things, that is. And Circle of Healing, this is your interesting AoE heal in addition to some of the others, which is actually very, very good. Circle of Healing, it's always been quite good. So you really need to use that properly. And then Guardian Spirit at the end, which is a great ability to save people's lives. And it's got all sorts of uses. And I'm glad it's still there because it's a good ability. Okay, so let's have a look. So when you finish going through the Holy Tree, often you'd go into Disc and you'd have a look and see what you can get in there. So you've got a damage absorption from Power Word Shield. I don't know how often you'd be shielding as a Holy Priest, but obviously it's nice to have an instant cast emergency button. If the shit starts hitting the fan. So having a damage increase in that isn't too bad. Twin Disciplines increases your holy spell healing by 6%, so that's going to be a necessary one. Mental Agility reduces the mana cost of instant cast spells, of which I suppose there are a few. I mean, you've got Power Word Shield is instant, Renew, Prayer of Mending, Dispel. Your Holy Words are instant cast as well. So is obviously Holy Nova and Chakra. So it will reduce all of that. So it's probably a good talent to have. On the second tier, Evangelism only affects damage spells, so Smite, Holy Fire, Penance, that kind of thing. So you wouldn't be taking that for a raid or group healer. Inner Sanctum buffs Inner Fire and Inner Will. So it reduces your spell damage taken. It's more of a PvP talent you'd take. And Soul Warden reduces the cooldown of Power Word Shield, which isn't very long anyway, is it? It's only got 3-second cooldown anyway. So, I mean,
yeah.
you'd probably have that if you were Disc, but not as Holy. If you have talent points left over, there is a fairly nice talent you can actually take on Tier 1 Shadow, which is the Spell Haste increased by 3%. You can't really sniff at 3% Spell Haste, it's worth kind of having. Also, there is a talent at the bottom here, Veiled Shadows, which reduces the cooldown of Shadow Fiend And you do use Shadow Fiend as a Holy Priest to get some mana back. So, you know, having a minute less cooldown on Shadow Fiend might be handy. Especially apparently because, you know, mana may well be an issue in this expansion. Glyph wise, we did take a look at them in the disc video, and I mean there wasn't anything particularly amazing there. But regardless, I mean this does look like a really fun class to play. I know they've been trying to make it viable in PvP, and maybe that will be the case. Um, Whatever happens, I'm definitely looking forward to playing my priest and getting him from level 75 up to 85.
Well, Lewis, I think I'm very interested in playing a priest, especially a gnome priest. Shadow's looking kind of cool. Holy's kind of nice. You get so many heals in your armory as a priest, so it could be quite interesting to do some instances and stuff as Holy. It's looking interesting. The chakra changes, the ridiculous damage that you do as a shadow priest. It's looking interesting. It's looking very interesting.